Guys, face this way too, both of you guys. Right here.
Jack Dela Maddalena looks completely dialed in as he gets ready for the biggest test of his career, a face-off with Islam Makhachev. In his latest interviews, Jack's calm and confident energy stands out right away. He isn't talking trash or trying to stir up attention. He's laser-focused. Jack spoke about how much courage it takes to face a champion like Islam, but there's no sign of hesitation. He's ready to step in there and prove he belongs among the very best.
All round, like definitely the striking for sure.
Yeah.
Like he's
better striking than Khabib, I think. More cleaner striking than Khabib.
Yeah, more weapons, more cleaner. It's not as rushing as Khabib, you know. So yeah, he's definitely improved. Like you look at his first fight compared to where he's at now, it's a lot better. And you got to think when he's stepping up to welterweight, he'll be in better shape, like almost better shape, I would think. Like
how tall is he?
He's probably a bit shorter than me, maybe similar height though.
Jack didn't hesitate to share his thoughts on Islam's recent evolution as a fighter. He admitted that Islam has become sharper, more complete, and far more polished, especially in his striking. There's a real sense that Jack's been carefully watching Islam's development, studying how he's improved, and quietly building his own plan to counter it. He pointed out that Islam's boxing and timing look cleaner than ever, and that moving up to welterweight could make him even more powerful. But the confidence in Jack's tone made it clear, said he's not intimidated. He sounded like a man who's already seen every possible scenario in his head and knows exactly what to do once the cage door locks.
When it comes to your training camp, you know, there's wrestling and then there's the Dagestani style, and that particular style that they have. What are you guys doing in your camp to sort of be ready for that, especially with the attention to detail?
They have too much away.
That you have to. No, you don't have to give too much away.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of like, obviously...
You guys brought people in, or...?
No, it's much the same team as usual. We've got Craig Jones coming in, I think, next week. He's going to help us out. Like, he obviously knows grappling, like, the intricate details of grappling, so... But yeah, we're just working on different stuff. Sort of, I think like fighting those, you got to sort of think outside the box. Like they've seen it all, you know. Like Makhachev's seen it all, so you got to think a little bit outside the box. But I got some things that I think will work well. And then Craig will come over.
Jack also explained how his training camp has been structured for this challenge. There's no talk of major changes or new faces, just solid, consistent work with the same trusted team. The only key addition has been grappling expert Craig Jones, helping him sharpen his ground game and defensive techniques. Jack said fighters like Islam have seen all the common setups before, which is why his focus has been on innovation, creating openings Islam won't expect. His mindset is to bring something completely unpredictable, something that can't be studied or planned for. It's clear Jack wants to surprise the champ and make a statement.
Do you guys do much, you and your coaching staff do much when it comes to sports psychology?
Nah, nothing. Never, never. Yep, never have. Just, we discuss, I don't know, I guess we do our own sort of, a bit of visualization. But no, not really. We discuss it a lot, but we've never gone outside of just me and him and got someone else involved.
Yeah.
When the topic turned to mental preparation, Jack kept things simple. He doesn't rely on sports psychologists or mental coaches. Instead, he sticks to visualization and trust in his routine. He's confident in his discipline, his instincts, and his ability to stay calm under pressure. It's an old school mindset that fits perfectly with who he is, focused, grounded, and unshaken by the spotlight. Jack said he's not trying to be loud or flashy. He's here to show that he's earned his spot at the top. Islam Makhachev later shared his thoughts about Jack, and there was no hostility, just mutual respect. Islam praised Jack's sharp hands and clean timing, but made it clear that his own wrestling is a completely different level. You could tell Islam has been quietly studying every detail of Jack's game, planning exactly how to disrupt his rhythm and control the fight once they're inside the cage.
As you got into studying Jack a little bit more, obviously you were aware of who he was. You had watched him fight before, but when you get into camp and you're really watching him, what stood out to you?
Honestly, I watch all his fight. He's good. Striking is good. His boxing is very good, and his wrestling not so good, but he good in the ground. He know how to defend, how to escape, how to get up. He have good skills in the ground also, but I saw his wrestling just not good, but he know how to defend, and like he's striking really good. That's why he's the one of the best in the world, and he's the world champion right now.
What about
Islam also spoke about how Jack's previous opponents often found themselves stuck on the mat, but this time, he suggested the outcome would be even more decisive. His tone wasn't arrogant, just firm. He said that when he takes someone down, it's usually over before they can recover. It wasn't a threat. It was confidence built on experience.
wrestling isn't good? What is he doing wrong?
I saw his defense, a lot of guys take him down. Like I think all his opponents in UFC take him down, but he feel good in the ground. When somebody take him down, he not panic, like try to do some mistake, and he know how to defend.
Belal went on to explain that Islam's constant pressure could make this a much harder night for JDM than many fans expect. Reflecting on his own fight with Jack, Belal said JDM's striking is crisp, fast, and incredibly technical. Not easy for anyone to deal with. However, he emphasized that against someone like Islam, the battle for positioning will decide everything. Belal warned that Jack can't afford to be backed against the fence, because that's where Islam's takedowns and control are most effective. Once pinned there, the ground fight usually follows, and things can go downhill fast. Belal compared Jack Dela Maddalena's style to Alexander Volkanovski's, saying Volkanovski is shorter and more explosive, while Jack uses longer, more methodical combinations. That slower rhythm, Belal believes, might actually help Islam find his timing and shoot for takedowns. He summed it up clearly. If Jack keeps the fight tight and striking based, he's got a chance. But once it hits the ground, Islam takes over.
Jack is longer, so he's gonna have a longer torso for Islam to control, a longer torso for him to get on top of. Volkanovski made those spots harder because he's very short, he's very hard to read. Even with the striking, he's like a little bit more faster with his combinations. Jack does longer combinations, but I think Volkanovski is more explosive. And like I said, it's always harder to fight shorter guys. And fighting in Australia was a very hard spot, I think, for Islam. So for me, with this one, I think I'm gonna pick Islam in this fight to win it. And if it goes to the ground, I think it'll be a...
Merab Dvalishvili also gave his thoughts, saying this won't be an easy fight for Islam. But he's confident the Dagestani team will deliver once again. Merab called it a hard test, but one Islam can pass, citing his unmatched wrestling, timing, and fight IQ as weapons that make him one of the most difficult opponents in the UFC.
Mention Islam, he's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down.
Merab added that Islam will definitely study Jack's fight with Belal Muhammad and make the necessary adjustments. But he also warned that Jack's striking power and calmness under pressure make him a genuine threat. His quick reactions and smooth movement could create dangerous moments for Islam. It's that unpredictable mix, Merab said, that makes this fight so exciting, because nobody can say for sure how it will play out.
So, and also, we all see the JDM Belal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible, it's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria didn't hold back with one of his wildest takes yet. He boldly claimed that Islam Makhachev wouldn't even make it past Jack Dela Maddalena, and joked that Islam might end up back in Dagestan herding sheep. When asked if he'd fight Islam next if Makhachev beats JDM, Topuria laughed and said Jack would humble Islam so badly he'd be running home afterward.
ისლამის დამარცხების შემთხვევაში დამარცხებულ ისლამთან გირჩევნია თქვა შემდეგი ბრძოლა თუ პირობითად გამარჯვებულ ცარუკიენთან.
მოკლედ ვერ გავიხსენე სიტყვა, მაგრამ ისლამი თუ დამარცხდა, დაბრუნდეს დაღესტანში, ავის ფერმაში. თუ მოიგო კიდე, წესო ხო? ხო, ზღვარი მომწესოს. იცავ. თუ მოიგო კიდე აუცილებლად აუცილებლად.
Johnson also gave a detailed breakdown of the matchup, praising Jack Dela Maddalena's steady rise and sharp technique. After seeing Jack's performance against Belal Muhammad, Johnson said it's clear he's evolved into a serious contender, a real dark horse in the division. He noted that Jack's clean, technical striking turned what was expected to be a cautious matchup into a highlight-worthy showcase, with elite names like Craig Jones and Alexander Volkanovski helping him train for Islam's grappling. Johnson said this fight is far from one-sided. In his words, it could go two ways. A slow, methodical chess match, or an explosive war that becomes an instant classic.
You know, to finish him and just out-jab him. A lot of people said that fight was going to be boring. It turned out to be a banger fight. For him to take on a guy like Islam Makhachev, not steering away from that challenge. Islam is coming up, so he's going to be, I feel like comparably size-wise, they're going to be about even, Islam's super good. JDM's got Craig Jones in the camp to, battle. And Volkanovski to battle that, Dagestan wrestling. It could be two things. It could be a very, very boring fight, or it could be a very, very exciting fight. Meaning by the way it could be boring is if Islam's able to take down JDM and get his back, hold him.
Johnson continued, saying that if Islam takes Jack down and starts imposing his signature grappling, things could get very interesting. He acknowledged that Islam has all the tools to dominate there, but warned that JDM's unpredictable movement and adaptive fighting style make him a handful even on the ground. Johnson pointed to Jack's past performances, like his fight against Gilbert Burns, where he stayed calm under pressure and showed elite composure. That cool, collected mindset, Johnson said, is exactly what makes Dela Maddalena such a serious challenge for Islam.
I'll grapple him, stifle him. He could potentially do that, but the one thing I love about JDM when he fights is he never accepts the position. When he was fighting Gilbert Burns, great grappler, takes him down. Right when he gets up, he throws that knee into the void. Gilbert Burns ducks down into it. He runs into it. JDM doesn't accept the position when he gets taken down. He's always looking to grapple, always look at the anti-wrestle. That's what makes this fight exciting. And he's got some fucking good hands. He's not the way his boxing is, he's very tight. I'm excited for that fight just because we're seeing the best at 155 take on the best at 170. It's very rare when the moons align. Same thing at the co-main event.
MMA Guru also chimed in, calling this fight one of his all-time favorites. A longtime follower of Jack Della Maddalena's career, he encouraged fans to revisit Jack's early fights, calling some of his knockouts pure savagery. Guru believes history will repeat itself, confident that Jack's accuracy, patience, and killer instinct will bring him another highlight finish.
If you haven't seen it, go and watch back Jack Della Maddalena's regional KOs. Some of the nastiest KOs you'll see. He was destroying people on the regional scene. Started 0-2 in his career, went 10-2. After that, 10-fight win streak, and then since has been on a crazy win streak. I think he's on like a 17, 18-fight win streak now in his career, all the way through to UFC as well. I've picked him in every fight, and I'm going to pick him to beat Makhachev as well. Little spoiler for my own prediction video. But my take on this fight is... amazing match.
Came Charles Oliveira, who stunned fans with his firm prediction. Islam Makhachev won't even try to trade punches with Jack Della Maddalena. Oliveira believes Islam will shoot for the takedown immediately and dominate the fight on the mat. His words sparked debate, but Oliveira spoke from experience, having personally faced Islam's pressure inside the octagon. He explained that Makhachev's control and relentlessness are on another level, and said this fight will likely follow the same script: takedowns, top pressure, and control from start to finish.
O que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Maddalena e o Islam?
Maddalena, ele é jogo muito complicado, porque ele é cara que ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né? Aos poucos, né? Aos poucos. É o que ele fez agora na luta contra o...
Oliveira still gave Jack credit for his powerful hands and slick boxing, but said once Islam closes the distance, the fight will shift instantly. Coming from someone who's felt that pressure firsthand, Oliveira's words carried weight. Fans can't help but wonder, can Jack really stop the tide once Islam grabs hold of him?
Só que eu acho que o Isla vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte. É um jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta. Mas se deixar o Isla agarrar e botar pra baixo...
Benil Dariush also offered his take on the matchup, admitting that while he initially leaned toward Islam, he's now slightly favoring JDM because of his size and elite cardio. Dariush said it's an extremely close fight, but he believes JDM's pace, power, and endurance could give him a narrow advantage.
Spoke last time about Islam versus JDM. Now only weeks away. Do you still favor Islam in that matchup?
I'm gonna lean now towards JDM.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like the size will make a difference. Cardio-wise, JDM has great cardio. Maybe I'm wrong, but now I'm. This is all feel. This is one of the few fights where I can't really give you a clear answer. So I just feel like JDM.
Dariush went on to say that Jack's conditioning is one of the best in the division, and he shines when the fight turns chaotic. He acknowledged Makhachev's technical mastery and control, but added that something about JDM's intensity feels like it could cause an upset. That statement alone stirred plenty of debate among fighters and fans.
He's a big guy. I think he's going to fill into that weight. He's a really big 155er. So I think he's going to... His lifestyle outside of training camp is going to be a little more comfortable, and he'll fill into that weight class no problem. He's going to be he could be champion there for sure.
How do you think he does against JDM?
I think the beginning of the fight's going to tell the story, like how well JDM does at getting up, how well JDM does at keeping Islam off of his feet, off of his legs, off of the cage. It's tough to call that because JDM's a big guy, athletic. I'm excited about that. A lot of fun fights in the future.
Umar Nurmagomedov, however, disagreed. He confidently predicted Islam will dominate once again, saying his teammate is in peak form, faster, smarter, and more focused than ever. Umar emphasized that Islam's mental approach and ability to adapt make him the clear favorite to retain his belt.
Islam in amazing shape, and this guy very smart fighter, and you know, I'm his fan, and he have, you know, he don't have some just one plan for fight, and he have plan A, B, C, and like all alphabet, you know, D, E, A, everything, you know, like if something not he couldn't do, he gonna try other one not good, he have next plan, you know, and he's amazing fighter, and he's amazing friend, brother, and I think he will take this belt. I think he deserves.
Nikita Krylov added his perspective, saying the move to welterweight was tough for Islam at first, but the results now speak for themselves. He believes Makhachev has gained real power, speed, and explosiveness, transforming into an even more dangerous version of himself. Umar agreed, saying Islam isn't just prepared for this fight, he's engineered for it.
He looks very good now. Do you think he's like very built well for welterweight?
Yes, he become a bigger, you know, now we have more power, more than ever, and I think he's ready.
Luke Rockhold also weighed in, admitting that Dela Maddalena won't be able to match Islam's wrestling. But he still called Jack a legitimate threat because of his sharp striking and unshakable composure. Rockhold believes even though Islam has the edge on the ground, Jack's toughness could keep things interesting.
Do you see him beating JDM to win that welterweight title?
That's a tough fight. That's a very tough fight. It's going to be interesting. You know, I think those are my three favorite fighters in the UFC right now. We go Islam, Topuria, and JDM. JDM's he's fun to watch. So, I mean, that's going to be a great fight. You know, he's no slouch at wrestling, but you have a guy that's wrestled his whole life and grappled his whole life versus JDM, who's kind of like, he's secondary on that, but, you know, you never know. He's a bigger guy. So, you know, we'll see how Islam, how he bulks up and how he looks. He looks a lot bigger than what I remember. I used to train with him forever. So, I mean, he's definitely grown. You know, we'll see how he carries the weight.
Islam Makhachev is chasing greatness, looking to make history in a new weight class. On the other side, Dela Maddalena walks in fearless, with the mindset of a man who refuses to be counted out. The MMA community is buzzing. Some say Islam's dominance will continue. Others believe Jack's precision striking will shock the world. Either way, this isn't just another fight. It's a battle for legacy, pride, and power. Who do you think walks away victorious? Drop your prediction in the comments below.